What's up everybody, and welcome to this episode of This Dude Draws. One of you in the comments section asked if I can do a realistic living room, and that's what we're going to be doing today. It's a full tutorial that's just over an hour long, so I hope you guys enjoy. And before we start, thank you to 200 subscribers. I know to a lot of people out there it doesn't seem like a lot, but for me it's just amazing to see people actually joining my channel and enjoying the content that I'm watching, and also the comments are very positive. So thanks a lot to all that, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos and comment on them and liking and even hitting the subscribe button. You know, it's free. And it probably doesn't matter to some people, but for me it means the world. So thanks a lot for that, guys. Yeah, so before we start as well, I just want to mention Blender Kit. Blender Kit is a free software or add-on for Blender that you can use, and it's filled with thousands of free assets such as materials, HDRIs, and models. And that's what I actually used to create this video today. Every single model that you see in this scene was used, or I did get from Blender Kit. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to set that up in Blender. And it's such a powerful tool. It's just nice to have something that you can, if you're working on a project, you can knock something out really quickly and it's going to look really professional. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please give it a like, and if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would genuinely appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much, and enjoy. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, guys, so the first thing we want to do here is activate Blender Kit, because we will be using this. So you go to File Preferences, just search in Blender, and you'll see the Blender Kit Online Asset Library. Just click on that to activate it, and we can close this window. Now, okay, now this is where we get started. So I'm going to take this cube, and this is going to be the basis for our living room. So just going to scale that up, and then just move that up a bit so it's in line with our origin. Just shift the camera here to get a nice angled view, because I want to be looking into the corner of the room, and that's how I'm going to set up that. So when you go here, you press N, you go down to Blender Kit, and you can, let's just quickly go here and click the camera, and then you can change the camera while in the camera view. And then let's make some adjustments to the focal length here. Let's try 80, I don't know, move it around, see if that works. We can always adjust this later on, but let's just get a basis to work with. Alright. And we're going to go into edit mode. You select your cube, go to edit mode. I'm just going to deselect that camera view, and then split our screen here. Go to our camera view and just move that there. Cool. Now planar select. I just want to bring this down, because that'll be the ceiling of our room and it's too high, so we'll bring that down. And then I want to just bring these out so our camera is inside of the room. So I'm going to select them and just move them out by pressing G and X, and then select this one, G to move it, and Y to move it outward. And see, now our camera is sitting inside of this cube, which is essentially our living room. And then we can start decorating and stuff. So let's just zoom in, so we're inside here. Okay, cool. Go back to object mode. Then just want to set my render to cycles GPU compute. I want to render with my graphics card, and you can do that by going to preferences and then going down to system, and you can select under you can there under CUDA select your graphics card to render with. Alright, and then you can set your memory cache limits if you want. So we're just going to leave that like that for now. Let's just save our file, so we can just hit Control S every few minutes. So that's done. So I'm just going to navigate to our folders where we save our projects, create a new folder, just call it realistic room, and then I'm just going to paste it and save. Okay, cool. And now I can get started on our living room. So what makes Blender Kit so awesome is all the assets already there. They have thousands of free assets that you can use, and you don't have to create it from scratch. And this is such a wonderful tool. So let's do it. Let's go here into edit mode and select. I want to separate the floor. So separate selection. Go back to object mode. Now I want to select our ceiling and separate that as well. Separate selection. And then once we've done that, we can Control save, and we go into our rendered view, and then we're gonna open the Blender Kit and go to materials, open the search filters. Okay, that's fine. So you get thousands of free, assets, I would say. But all the premium ones you have to purchase. So Blender Kit is free, but you do need to purchase it if you want all the premium access to more assets. But there's more than enough assets for us to use to create really awesome renders, which is such a great thing. And this is such a wonderful tool to have. It literally is a drag and drop. So let's select our wooden floor. We'll drag and drop it on our floor, and look at that. It's already set up, all the nodes and the texture maps sorted out for us. We just need to drag and drop it. Alright, that's nice. I like that. Now let's search wall. We need to find some sort of texture for our wall. So, okay, that's old school vibes. No, that's not what we want. There's some patterns here. But we are looking for plaster, like white plaster. But before we do that, this is the big window that we will be working in. So I think we should change the render setting here to standard, and then on the left side where it's in the camera view, change that to the final render preview. Now that we can see our full camera, that's good. Then all right, now just go back into our camera here, and let's just play with the focal length a bit. Just render that out, see what that looks like. I think that's fine. Let's just pump up the lights here to 3000 watts, just so we can actually see what we're doing. Now, back to our wall texture. Let's browse. Maybe we're searching the wrong thing here. Oh wait, what is this? Okay, yeah. So let's try searching plaster. All right. Just give it a second to load, and yes, that's exactly what we want. So there's an option between coarse plaster and plaster white. I think let's use that. You just drag and drop it on your wall, give it a second, and it will load it up. Great. Now we can go to the shading tab. Just let our textures render here for a second. I just want to change the scale of the texture map itself, because currently you can see it's quite big, and we want to scale it down because we want a more small detailed plaster. So we're going to go here to our texture maps down here, our nodes, and I think we're going to just play with the scale. Yeah, so like you can see, as I said, everything is already set up once you've dropped it on there. So down here we're just going to go to UV view and edit mode, and what you can do is you can just scale this up, scale up the UV map, and then it'll automatically adjust. And I think that looks good. Doesn't look too bad. Let's just zoom out and have a quick look. Yeah, I think that works. Scale it down again. Let's just have a look, see. Go back to object mode. I think that works, guys. Alright. So now we go back to our layout panel at the top of our window there. And yeah, I think we're probably ready to start dropping in some assets. I'm just going to change the ceiling to a white base color for now, no fancy material, and I'll probably just adjust the roughness a little bit just to give it some shine. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go here to camera, just adjust this again. Like I said, you need to play around until you have something that you're happy with. So let's put that to 133 focal length, and then just go here to view, lock camera to view, and let's just zoom out. Okay, that's too much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think 133 focal length is going to work. Okay, let's change it. It's a lot of playing around, so let's change this back to 61, no, 74. Let's go with 50 for now, a 50 focal length, 50 millimeters. And so you can see some of the floor, you can see the left and the right wall, and a bit of the ceiling, which is what we want, because we're gonna put a chandelier up there, and you want to see that. Okay, I think we're about ready to go drop in some assets. So now you want to open your panel here by pressing N, go to Blender Kit. We're going to go to models here, and then what you want to do is just change the search filter. So okay, let's search a couch. We want to put a couch into our scene. Just give it a moment to search. We got our couch. Let's drop that in there, and then it will automatically download and pop in the model. And which is great is you can snap it to the surface, so it snaps to the floor's surface, which is great. And yeah, there's our couch. Now you want to go here to the panel at the top here, to your groups or your collections, and select your couch and scale it up. And now we need to rotate it 90 degrees so that it's in line with the back left wall. So let's just align that. Let's change that to minus 90 degrees rotation. And if we're happy with that, yep, looks good. And then move that up a bit along the y-axis. Cool. Let's go to the top view here. Just move our light to the center of the room for now, and we'll bring up the radius and pump up the power to around 6,000 watts. We're going to be replacing those lights at a later stage, but that's just so that we can see what we're doing for now. Cool. Let's go back. Let's see, zoom in here and then go inside of our living room so that we can see what we're doing. Just zoom out a bit there. There's our couch looking good. And this is already starting to look like something. I like that a lot. All right, we're gonna go back to our search bar and let's look for an entertainment unit or a wall unit where you can have a television. So I'm not sure, maybe go down to decoration at the bottom there. You just have to really search for these things. I mean, they are there, but it's not always clear as to what they are named. So, you got to try different search options. You can also go to search filters and click free first. So all the free assets will show up first, which is a great little function there, because we don't want to pay for anything at this point. We just want to use the free assets. So just keep searching. Let's try wall unit. Give that a search and see what pops up. No. Entertainment unit. Crash, okay. Okay, decorations, interior. Let's just scroll through here, see if we can find something that resembles an entertainment unit. TV unit. So here's a TV unit. So let's try searching unit and see what comes up. Sure. Okay. I don't really see anything that I like. Maybe go to architecture. Okay, there's some paintings. No, definitely not a donut. No, we don't want Coke. No. Come on. There's got to be something. Keep going. No, we don't want that. No, we don't want a ooh, there's a nice carpet. Ooh, let's use that. Let's bring that in for now. So let's drag and drop that in there, just so that we have it. Just give it a moment to load. There's our carpet. We're going to need to scale this up. See, now it dropped into the wrong collection. So you want to open the leather couch collection, select your couch, your carpet collection, and drag it into your collections collection. Select that by right clicking and saying select hierarchy and scale that up. So that looks nice. And now we just need to rotate this carpet 90 degrees. So let's give that a little rotation. And what's nice is everything's already set up for this carpet. The hair particle system already sorted. And like I said, this tool is so powerful, this blender kit. And if you just invest a little and pay for the full subscription, you have access to endless assets, and you can create incredible things. Let's see if we can pop on a little coffee table there while we're at it. Okay, there's some nice options. I like. Which one? I'm not much of a decorator, guys. I'm not so much with interior decorating, but I'm just gonna go for what I think would look nice. If I had a house and I was furnishing my living room. So let's just look at the different options here. We want to change this camera view to render preview so that we can see what it looks like. But we can do that. No, let's just... Alright, so yeah, let's go with this table. I like this a lot. It's got a nice, sharp, futuristic look to it. So we need to just move out the coffee table collection into the collections collection. And select objects, and we just need to scale that up. Let's give that a scale. That looks good. Let's drop in a little side table next to the couch. Just give it a moment to unpack the files and open it up. It's tiny, so we need to scale that up, but remember to move your collection. Otherwise, it's going to insert it into another one and it's just going to get confusing. So move it out, select objects, and we're going to scale that up. Not too big. That looks good. Now let's go back here and see if we can find that TV unit that we were looking for. So there is that first one, but I'm not a fan of it. It's let's just keep looking. There's this one, living room TV stand, but it's not detailed enough. There's a television that we can use, which we'll probably use. And then there's this one, which isn't too bad, but I'm sure we can find a better one. See, now that's a really nice one, but that's one that we need to pay for, so we can't use that. So let's go back. No, should we use that one? No, I'm sure there's a better one here. Let's just keep looking. No, there we go. Well, yeah, we can use these. Okay, cool. So we've got this living room wall set and this one. I think I like this one because it's got that curved shelf at the top. It's very modern. And then you've got the white and the brown wood. So let's just drag that in and make sure you set it to move it around till it snaps to your floor plane. And that's what's cool about this Blender kit. It's almost like playing Sims. You can just pop things in here. Okay, so that didn't work. Something went wrong here. So let's just do that again. Just drag it in. Make sure it snaps to your ground plane. Drop it in. Let it load. There we go. Now just go select it. Select objects. And we want to scale that up. I think it should touch the ceiling. Probably fill up that empty wall space very nicely. Alright, looks good. I think we should just move it forward a bit because it is clipping into the wall here. So we're going to move that on the y-axis. Just move that out a bit. No, banana. And then move that on the x-axis, so it's not clipping into the wall on the left here. Alright. So already it's looking really, really good. So I think we're making good progress. Let's pull in that television. It's already got an image on, which is awesome. It's going to bring some nice color to our render. So that's a tiny TV, so we need to once again just scale up our television. So you're going to right click, select objects, and scale it up. And then we need to rotate it 180 degrees. So it's facing forward into the living room, because currently we are looking at the back of the TV. So we're going to make sure that the TV is selected. And we want to rotate that 180 degrees. Just about there. And I think let's move it up a bit on the x-axis, a little bit to the right, so it doesn't fall off. And I think that is a good position and a good size for our television. So let's quickly give that a render and see what we have going for us so far. Alright, that is looking really nice. I can see maybe one thing that I would tweak. So what you can do is also go to Compositing, use nodes, and just add in the denoise node there, and that's gonna get rid of all the noise in your image here. It's gonna look a little bit smudgy because we didn't use a high render setting, but that you can fix later on. But it's just a quick way to get rid of some noise to get you a smoother result a lot faster. Okay, so let's go to shading here quickly and select our television. And what I want to do is I want to take that image on the television and make it an emissive surface so that it will throw in some light into our environment from the television itself. And maybe you can see that in the reflection of the floor or the cabinet itself. So we're going to go to the display material there. So yeah, go to display. And I see here that they've already dropped this into emission. But that's not good enough. We want to be able to play with the strength of that. So first what we're going to do is go Shift A, search, add an emission node, drop our image into strength, into color, and then emission into emission. So okay, that doesn't seem to be working. So what we want to do is delete this principal BSDF and just drop your emission straight into your material output surface. And then now we can just play with the strength, and that will give us a brighter image on the television. So maybe we can make the floor area a little bit more reflective, so it catches some of the TV reflection. So you want to play here with a color ramp that's plugged into the roughness of your floor. So what we need to do here is change this gray to black, and that'll automatically make it more reflective already. And then it's not enough, so it's not the result that we want, but that's not a problem. You can play with these sliders here. Just bring up, move the black here to the left. Let's just see what that looks like. So it's not quite what we want. But I think it's okay for now. And then we want to go to our wall, and I just want to adjust the scale on here because I see the plaster was just still too big and it didn't look realistic. So what you want to go and do is adjust these scale sliders, and we'll see what that result gives us. This view is all over the place. See, now I can see the wall a bit better here. So let's change the scale back to 1 and see what that does. So no, okay, the noise texture scale, we want to change up to 10. And yeah, we can change all of these to 10. Brownie texture, no, we want the brownie texture to be 1. And that looks quite nice. It gives us a nice small detailed plaster for our wall. So our cabinet seems to does not have any wood texture applied to it, and it's very plain, and that's not going to work. So we're going to have to try and add some texture to this. So let's go back to layout. Okay, let's move that around like this. Let's just see here, and then we want to open Blender Kit, make sure our wall unit is selected, and we just search here. Okay, before we can add in some curtains here quickly. We can sort out that wall unit later. So, oh, here's a nice window that we can put between the couch and the wall unit. So I think I like this one more. So let's drag this in. And we'll probably place it between the couch here and the wall units in this space to have some light come in. So let's drag and drop it in here. Just snap it to the floor plane. We can just move it around later on. Just give it a moment. Alright, make sure you select your collection. It's dropped it into the, I think it might have dropped it into the TV collection. So we want to just move that out into collection. Make sure it's selected, and it will be the window. Yes, select objects and scale that up. We want to move that up, and we're going to insert it into the wall here. But now obviously our wall is missing a hole for the window, but that's not a problem. We are going to fix that. First, let's rotate this 180 degrees on the Z axis. There we go, and we're just going to move it back on the X axis into the wall here. And I think once we're happy with our position, we're gonna cut into the wall, and we'll cut out a nice square insert. So maybe we can scale this up a bit. Now select our wall, go to edit mode, and we go to loop cut. And I think what we'll do is we'll just loop cut this wall. So just cut it there. You wanna cut and drag. So left click and drag, and just release it there on the edge of the window. Same on the other side. We're basically making a square cutout for this window to sit in, and horizontally click and drag up and click and drag down. And once that's done, we go to planar select, make sure your selection tool is active, and then we're going to select that face and say delete face. Let's just hide that window. Actually, we're not going to delete it yet. Let's just extrude it out and then delete face. So it gives you a nice thickness. Looks like an actual wall. And then we can unhide our window. Alright, and then I think it actually looks fine here. I'm just going to move it in a bit, but I think it works. That is pretty nice. And look how this is coming together. We've got a couch, we've got a side table, an entertainment unit, a window with curtain, we've got a table, a coffee table, and a carpet. And now we want to look for a light fixture. And I think it would be great to use the chandelier. So let's drop in the chandelier, snap it to the ceiling, just give it a moment to unpack the files, and then just move our collection out into collection. Make sure all items are selected and scale that up. Just about there. Go to our top view and go to X-ray view, and let's just center this above the table and the carpet. And I think that looks fine. We're gonna exit our X-ray view and zoom in a bit. Alright, now we've got our chandelier, which is looking very nice. Very, very nice. Let's see if we can put something above the couch there to fill that empty space. See if we've got a big mirror maybe. No, I don't see. I like that mirror, but it comes with that entire unit and I don't want to delete all those objects. So, we don't seem to be. Oh, Lamborghini. No, we can't use that. No, okay, maybe let's try putting a painting. Let's see if they have nice paintings. Ooh, yeah, very nice, very nice. I like this one. Yeah, let's pop that on the wall there. All right, it's a little bit small, so remember to go and select your collection. Just move that out, select objects, and we want to scale that up nice and big. And I think we just line it up with the window at the top there and center it with the couch on the Y-axis there by pressing G, Y. Alright, that is looking good. I like that. Let's see what else we can put in here. There are endless free assets here. It's so awesome. Let's put a little side lamp. So we'll just drop it in here for now. Alright. Now we need to just go and select it. So it seems to be in, there we go, table lamp. Select the objects and we just want to move that up on the Z-axis. Go to side view, X-ray view. That's maybe wireframe view. Yeah, it's fine. And then let's just move that by pressing G and place that on top of the table, the side table. Okay. Change other view. Okay, it needs to be moved up a bit, yeah. Maybe scale that up just to fill the space on this table. Alright, I think that looks nice, very nice. Let's change our views back. Cool. And now we've got a little side table with a little side lamp, which is looking very, very nice. Let's go to decorations, see if we can fill this wall unit with some nice decorations. Make it look like someone's actually living in this place. So I remember seeing a nice vase earlier on. Let's see if we can find that. Yes, there's a nice vase with some sticks coming out of it, but it looks very nice and I think it will work nicely there. So let's place it there on the wall unit. Just make sure you select your collection and move it out, and then select objects, and we want to scale that up nicely, make it nice and prominent. That looks very nice. I'm happy with that. What else can we do? Let's see. Maybe we can place something on the coffee table here. So let's put this little wooden star. Like I said, I'm not good at interior decoration, but you know, you just go with what you feel you would enjoy or would look nice. So you can really just play around. And guys, you don't have to use exactly the same objects that I'm using. You can use whatever you feel. So we're going to place the star in the center of the table here. It's a nice centerpiece. That looks good. I'm happy. And what else could we put in here? I feel like below the window, that space on the floor needs something. So maybe a vase or a pot. Maybe a wicker basket giraffe. Maybe. Yeah, it could work. So let's drop that in there. Select our object here, just move it out. Select objects and give this, scale that up nicely just to fill that space, and then I think let's rotate that on the Z axis. Yeah, that looks nice, I think. Very nice. It's different. It's something different just to fill that empty space there. Alright, okay, so our couch and table are quite far away from the wall, and that's not going to work, so we need to move this. So let's go and select our couch. So we can first select our okay, let's move our little coffee table, or the couch. Okay, let's move the couch. So GX to move it on the X axis, right up against the wall there, not too far because then it's going to clip. And then we need to move our table and our lamp. So let's go select those objects and move that on the X axis. That's fine. And now our lamp, move that. Same, no, GX, yeah, and then move that on there. And that looks fine. Cool. Looking good. Alright, so let's just move our camera view so we can see a little bit more of the bits, the side table and the lamp, which is nice. I think it's a nice composition. And let's go to click our render preview, just see what that looks like. And it's really coming together nicely, like a nice little toasty living room. So, okay, what else can we do here? Let's, so I do want to get better lighting, so let's delete the light that we had here. And let's add a HDR. So you click on HDRs and we're going to go outdoor. And what's great is when you click on the HDR, it's going to load it into Blender automatically. You don't need to do anything. You just select the HDR you want and it'll set it up for you, which is fantastic. So let's just browse the catalog here and see which one we can use to create some really nice natural lighting. And the HDR is really going to help create that realism feel that we're going for. So let's have a look-see. There's so many to choose from. No. Something with a little sunset maybe. Don't know. Maybe pump up the strength a little to 3. So there's obviously not a lot of lights coming into our living room. So we will fix that soon. So let's change the HDR. I think something a bit more sunny. Maybe Sunny Park, maybe. Let's try it out and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it looks nice. We can use that. Okay, so now we want more of this natural light to come in and light up our scene. So we're gonna select our wall, go to edit mode, and add some more loop cuts here. So let's go to the loop cut tool and we cut some more windows in like that. And because we're not seeing the side of the living room, we're only going to see the one side, we can just delete these faces, and that natural light will just pour into the room. And look at that, it almost looks like it's light coming through the windows, and you've got that solid harsh light through the window, and then you've got your softer shadows and softer lights, and that really looks nice and adds to that realism. So I like that. That is looking good. Let's add some lights to our lamp here, or our chandelier. So we're going to add a point light, and then what we want to do is just move our point light. I just need to find out where it dropped now. So what we want to do is take our point light and move it into our chandelier collection. Okay, and we're just going to select our chandelier and our lights and hit back, what is it called, the backspace or the back bracket, or so the button next to your right shift, you're going to click on that, and it's going to single view them, and we want to just move that light so it's inside of the actual light, because we want to create some more external lighting or non-natural lighting. So we can pump up the brightness here to 300 watts. I think that's maybe what a light bulb wattage is, and then we can just change the color to be a little bit more yellow to add some warmth to our scene. Maybe let's put that to 1000 watts. I think that might be too bright just for one light bulb, because remember, we're going to be copying this and filling all of these other light bulbs. So let's just set that back to 300 watts. Just increase the radius of our light source to around 6.48. Okay, maybe bring the radius down a bit, and now we're just gonna go Shift D to duplicate, and we're gonna move it and place it on the other light bulbs. We're just gonna continue going Shift D to duplicate and place them on the light bulbs. Shift D, duplicate, place them there. Again, Shift D to duplicate, left click to place, Shift D to duplicate, and left click to place. And I think one more here. Did we already add one in there? No, we did not. So let's go back to our top view and just move it by pressing G right up there and place that. So now we have our lights that actually are emitting light. Cool. Now just go to our roof or our ceiling material by selecting our roof and change the reflection or the roughness, and just bring that up a bit so it's less reflective. Yeah, and this is looking really good. Really good. I think we have something really nice going for us here. Let's just go to world, and we just want to maybe play with the direction of our HDR lights and see where this light will be casting. So let's just play with different views and see what works for us and what doesn't work. So I think it actually works fine where it was. So we won't change any of those values, I think, because the light's coming from this side. If it's coming from the other side through that little window, so we set it to 143 degrees, but not enough light's coming through that window, not as much as I want, which is a problem. I would have liked to have some more light come through there, so maybe we need to play with the material on the window itself. So let's just change this angle back to 0. Okay. Bring our strengths back to 1. Just change that. Remember to save your file just in case something happens. We don't want to lose our progress. We're just waiting for our materials to compile. It's just easier to quick view our materials. Let's go to Blender Kit here and go to Materials. And I think we need to add some material to our entertainment unit. So let's look for a wood texture. Let's just keep scrolling until we find something nice. That's quite nice, luxury wallpaper. Maybe when we're doing like a fancy office, we'll use that. So I'm not really seeing anything, and we should probably just change the filter of what we're searching. So go to the top of the search bar and search wood. Just type in wood and press enter to search. And then we've got these different wood textures. So let's just see what would work nicely for our entertainment unit. Maybe old wood. I think that's quite nice. It looks expensive, so we're just gonna drag and drop that onto our wall unit. Okay, go back to object in the node editor to the materials tab, and then we just want to delete these other materials. So that light plastic glossy we can remove, and we can just remove everything and just start fresh and just drop that wood onto your wall unit again. Let's just give it a moment. There we go. Okay, looking good. Let's play with the scale here. I think I want a nice, small, detailed wood texture. So we just need to play around until we find the right settings. So let's just play around with the scale settings here. That doesn't seem to have worked. So let's change that back to 1, 1, 1. Maybe to 5. So that's not working. Change that back to 1. Change that to 5. It looks better. And then change that. No. Change that. Maybe. Nope, that does not look good. So let's change that to 0. Yeah, and we change this to 180 degrees. So yeah, so 180 degree rotation and a 5 on the Y scale. I think that looks nice. Remember to save your file by pressing Ctrl S, and let's give that a render. See what we're working with. This is starting to look, this looks really nice. I think we've got something really great going for us here. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go here to our layout tab, our camera view, and I think we need to just adjust the material of the glass on the window to see if it lets in a little bit more light. But before we do that, I just want to add a different HDR into our camera background image. Put our film to transparent. And see that you can't see through the window. So we need to adjust the material settings of our glass pane. So let's go and navigate to our glass material. Click on glass, go to material tab. So the transmission seems to be on 1, which is I think where we want it to be. So we put that back to 1, we'll leave that there. But I think what we can do maybe is bring down the alpha, which is the transparency. So let's just bring that down a little bit, just so that it is more see-through. Alright, yes, that is looking good. Go back to our camera here, and I think we can remove yeah, let's just remove that background image. Cool, and we want to go back to our film and take off the transparency. Okay. Alright, what can we do? What else can we do here, guys, to make this look nice and realistic? Maybe we can change the power of the lights here a little bit. Maybe pump that up to 700. So we would, I think we would have to change them individually. I don't think you can change them all at once like that. So maybe let's go select them one by one and just change them to 700 watts power, just to brighten up our room a little bit. 700, 700, 700, and 700. Cool. I think that looks fine. Maybe we can add some more external lights to come through that window. So we'll add a area light, just scale it up and rotate it, and just place it just on the other side of that window on the outside. And then let's bump up the power to maybe 1000 watts. And just give it a little bit of a yellow tinge to the color. And I think that looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. Maybe just move it up and out a bit so you don't see that reflection in the mirror or the window, and just angle it downward. And what you can do for some atmospheric perspective is add a cube. Just scale it up to encompass your entire scene, like such. Then we want to go to the shading tab, add a new material to your cube, and then we're going to delete the principled BSDF and add in a principled volume. Connect that into the volume in the material output node, and then we want to adjust the density down to maybe 0.5. So what, that is not working. Maybe 0.55, no, 0.05. Let's change this to the render preview. See what we have. 0.5. That is too harsh. It looks like people have been smoking in this room all day. It looks like there was a party here with a smoke machine, so yeah, that's not gonna work. So let's put it to 0.1. That's a little bit better. Let's see if we play with the, I think it's called, I don't know how to pronounce this, anisotropy or something like that, but that is to adjust where the atmospheric fog is viewed. So is it in the back or close to the camera? So we'll play with that a bit, and then we just adjust the density a little bit more to maybe 0.005, and we might have something. It might be too harsh still, so you can just play around with this setting until you are satisfied. 0.001, just a little tiny bit of atmospheric fog. We don't want to overpower our scene. Okay, I think that is fine. And then I think we can give this a final render, and that'll be it. So let's just play around with our render quality settings. So obviously I'm gonna set mine to 1000 here. And this will definitely affect the speed of your render depending on the power of your machine. So let's just see how long this will render. I put that to 1000. Let's just give it a moment to compile, and I just want to see how long this will take to render. Let's have a look-see. Okay, so this is gonna take around about 29 minutes to render. So I think we will leave it to do its thing, and then we will see what the final result is. But guys, you don't need to render it on 1000. You can bring it down to whatever works for you. Obviously, the higher you put it, the better quality render you're gonna get. So you can set it to 1000, just hit render and walk away and come back in half an hour and see what you have. Or you can set it down to 150 or 200 and have a result in maybe 15 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on your machine. It's really up to you. So yeah, I'm gonna let this finish rendering, and then I'll check in with you guys when it's finished.